what's up everyone, my name's Maddog, and welcome back to another Mad Theory. It's another FNAF theory once again, ladies and gentlemen, so get ready for what I'm about to tell you this time. Today I'm actually going to be talking about FNAF World once again. Now, I actually talked about a previous theory about FNAF World whenever it's actually going to have a new update. However, I guess I could assume that there could be no longer any more updates, unless if there is anything else for me to talk about for that particular game, which guess what? There is. I don't know how specifically FNAF World is at the moment right now, not to mention that there was actually like, Freddy in Space number 2 for the charity livestream that MatPat did with Markiplier and Darko, that bit. I mean, that wasn't technically like a FNAF World update, that was just like a separate game itself. Anyways, the reason why I'm actually talking about FNAF World once again are the things of what we have left behind, and what we assume could actually have been, more evidence to believe that is there more things to actually talk about than what meets the eye. First off is how that Scott Cawthon is actually, somehow ashamed of this game, and he actually didn't want to actually make it. I'm not quite sure whether he was actually saying that for like in the game, or did he actually say that in real life. You might as well tell me that in the comment section below. But what I do believe is that I bet he said that on purpose. We may be able to say that he's tired of saying these games, like how most of you people might have defeated Scott Cawthon back in the game. But is that necessarily true? Is that really, really true? Did Scott Cawthon say that he was really going to be sick and tired of creating these games? I mean, technically, it's been living up its reputation so far. I mean, turns out he may not be tired of playing these games, making these games, or storybooks whatsoever. Scott may have been luring us to play his wacky game. From the very start, we actually started frickin' grabbing it up. There might be some smaller details about what is going on about this place. Now, as I actually mentioned about FNAF World in actually a very previous episode, which was actually about the time traveling or rewriting the past, this time it's a little bit different. A few characters that I actually want to specifically talk about could be actually the main keys of why the FNAF could be still going. Starting off with the Purplegeist sprite. When you actually talk to him in the Halloween update, he actually says, don't actually mistake me for, hey, I'm actually not the real purple guy from the actual murderers, I'm just a game sprite. Well, technically, we've seen a whole bunch of game sprites back then, don't you think? In FNAF 2, he looked a bit more pink than purple in the very first time around. Then in FNAF 3, when he was actually destroying the animatronics and then dying in his Spring Bonnie suit. And then in FNAF Noir, where he's actually trying to put Springlock suits, I bet, on 2 people to test to see if the Springlocks actually don't fail or not, which I'm assuming that he pretty actually did that on purpose. The only 2 game sprites one game sprite actually, that I want to mention when it comes to William Afton, is this specific game sprite, which is the one from FNAF 3. Because this one kind of looks a bit familiar, just like the FNAF World sprite, alright? They almost look kind of similar, don't you think? In FNAF 2, it's a bit small, plus it's also very slim. The same thing goes with FNAF 4 William Afton. Well, technically he's actually very slim and absolutely tall. With that quote when he says, I am not the actual purple guy, I'm really starting to get the feeling that maybe that could be the strand of code that some people are talking about so they can actually transform into Glitch Trap. Which, as I said in my previous video, I said that Jeremy could actually be Glitch Trap and not William Afton. For this one specifically, maybe that could be the reason why he's transformed into Glitch Trap. He might be a form of glitchy piece of code that might have been stuck in the game, so therefore he can actually come out and then he can be able to transform into Glitch Trap. Maybe that's what I'm trying to get at now. So maybe, yeah, it could be William Afton again, or maybe it's just actually some random sprite of code that actually decided to actually get out of the code, and maybe decided to show you the memories of everything he has done. So it can actually not be either William Afton or Jeremy, it can actually be just this random piece of code, which is absolutely ridiculous, because that cannot be true. But you may never know. You know how freaking twisted FNAF is these days. Besides, they actually made like a freaking 8-bit baby for FNAF AR. Anything is possible now. And then there's this next character that I'm going to be mentioning about, Purplegeist. Which actually was technically not the final boss of FNAF World, the updated Halloween edition, because somebody had to freaking squish him down into a freaking purple pulp. And you know who that character is going to be. Freaking toy Chica's Magical Rainbow. This freaking strip of bacon is so annoying and is an absolute jerk. She may be freaking fun in games, but especially when it came to freaking mini games such as, well, the Chica's Magical Rainbow video minigame, people were absolutely frustrated, and whoever thought that a rainbow could actually be this freaking violent? No, seriously, tell me that. How can a rainbow like her become that violent? What the hell was her purpose in this? Well, I kinda get the feeling that's why she decided to actually replace Purplegeist as the final boss. She must have been hiding something. Or actually try to prevent something that Purplegeist was actually about to say. Because in the first few seconds we get to battle him, but unfortunately he is then squished. Maybe there had to be something with Purplegeist after all. What happens when we decided to actually defeat Purplegeist without having any freaking interruptions? And not to mention Purplegeist, the word purple in the name, well, it's kind of obvious because it's basically, I kind of feel like it's referring it back to freaking Purple Guy in FNAF World. There's gotta be some kind of connection between the two sprites. Not to mention that they have the exact same color, purple, obviously. And it gets me so freaking frustrated to see that this freaking dingus is an absolute good-for-nothing, thin-stripped, googly-eyeballed pile of junk. Maybe Purplegeist might have actually been like the good guy for some sort. Maybe we had to actually battle him to actually get some answers. So I'm starting to believe there could be another FNAF World update by all means. Could there be a way for freaking Purplegeist to actually return? Because like how Purple Guy aka William Afton would always do, he will always come back. And maybe so will Purplegeist. He could maybe be the monstrosity that could be the innocence of Purple Guy, or maybe just some other threat that we have to deal with. What was he going to try to tell us if we actually defeat him? Was there going to be some sort of message? Because if there is, that will be some really freaking good useful info right about now, since with the fact that with security breach coming on the line, we might as well be prepared for what's gonna happen next. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is another Mad Theory episode for today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe after when you finish watching this video. And as always, my name is Maddog, and peace out!